Hi everybody, it's Matt here. I'm just going to show you what I'm working on today. Or tonight anyways. I'm working on knocking up some beams for front end suspension. This one here is a link pin 66 and older and further bug, and then this one over here is 67 and older beam, which I switch over to Baja. That's what I'm going to do on this one, is a Baja beam. But you can tell the difference between a link pin and king pin, or king and link pin, which is an easy way to see it is actually your shock towers right here, straight up on a link pin, and on a ball joint they actually curve outwards a little bit. So it's just one thing easy to notice, anyways. Besides the torsion springs are different inside them. But anyways, we're just going back into the. This is a back into lowering your bug or whatever. This is a store-bought beam. This is a 2-inch narrowed adjustable lower beam, which is cool. You can buy it in this configuration, which is narrow. You can buy it stock with just the adjusters to make it lower. Then you can buy the torsion springs that are narrow already, and you can buy the tie rod arms that are narrowed and stuff like that. Or you can just make it yourself. But anyways, this is a stock width right now, ball joint beam, and you can buy these adjusters. That's with the torsion spring weird shape, but it's actually, that's the way the shape is on these right here. And this is the stationary pin that holds it. What you're doing on the adjustable beam, like on these ones here, where you can actually, it's a different style of adjuster versus these styles right here. You're actually just adjusting where the stationary part of the center of the beam stays still, and if you adjust it from lower back this way, would actually be twisting the torsion springs down that way, so it would be raising it. If you go the other way to relax it, or it actually just changes the position the other direction, going down this way would actually lower the car. But when you do that, you actually are messing with a lot of things, the ride quality and everything else. But the best way to do it, I found out, is get drop spindles, and it'll drop it down so the tires are pretty much level across the fender. And if you want to get them even tighter, lower, get a adjustable beam, or build one, and then you can get a better ride out of it, because then you can set it wherever you want. You could set the pan head right on the ground with tires rub everywhere, run lower profile tires. You can lift it back up to, even with the adjuster, you can get it a little bit taller than stock, even the lower one. You can get them a little bit taller than stock or on the ground. And then if you run with drop spindles, it makes the ride a lot better, because then you change your spindle from where it normally would be right here to actually up to here, which would make your travel, still your arms in a position that will actually move. If you lower them too much, your arms come up too far backwards, and then when you hit bumps, it rides a lot rougher. So anyways, getting back to the beam, if you want to narrow your beam, you can buy these adjusters. If you don't want to narrow it, you could just line it up right here where the center of the pin is. Take out your torsion springs before you do it. Line it up, mark it. You can cut it all the way around, slide this in the center, and then you can actually weld it up in the position where the stationary piece is. You can adjust it to wherever you want, to either make a raised beam or a lower beam. Just depends on where you want to set this at, which is kind of cool. And or you can actually, if you want to narrow it, you actually have to cut the welds. I already did on this one. You cut the welds off, or on the edges of it. You can see how it's still not even welded right on the inside. It was just in the penetration. Only got the corner from the factory. I didn't get a lot of good penetration on that, but it was on there. So all you have to do is just grind it with a little 3-inch grinder. Cut it down here, grind it down here, grind it down here, grind it. Take off the. This is a little steering dampener right here. It ties in with the shot going back to one of the tie rods, and then it actually, the steering box stops. You get that one, which is welded on there too, so you can put the wheel stops in there. That'll be welded right up in here. Then when you are gonna make a narrow one, you would cut it, like you can go 3-inch narrow, you can go 4-inch narrow, and then what you do is, this is a 2-inch adjuster right here. And if you cut it straight, it would be totally straight. So you'd have to do the math if you want to go, over here and then over here, and cut it, and then push these two together and weld these in. and then you have to actually move these, cut them, move them back out to the position where they would normally be when they mount into your car. So you can do that, or if you want to go wider beam, you can also go and you can do, let's see, here I got some, these are link pin adjusters on these ones I'm just showing you. You can go 4 adjusters. See if I can prop this up. You can make 4 adjusters here. When you split the, you can cut it, do the math, widen it out by just adding these. These are 2 inches, so then you figure the difference and cut them. You can cut your spring plates, or torsion bars anyways. You can cut them in the center, move them over, and you can re-drill it so there'd be an air gap with a torsion spring, so it'd be stationary in this position to here to there, which is not much difference than being from here to the edge. How far it twists is just going to be a gap across. So you got to do the math, figure it out. You can go 4-inch wider, you make yourself wider, or you can buy a store-bought King of Link pin suspension with about 6-inch wider. They sell them already factory made, just kind of like, or somebody makes them, MP or some other company makes, that actually are wider. This is a ball joint narrow version, but they make King of Link pin in wider Baja configurations because the ball joints will bottom out and they will bind and break. You can get high misalignment ones where they can move a little bit more, but your King of Link pin won't bottom out because they just run on the bushings for the link pins and on the king pin on the center. So they will go, you would cut this arm off, which is the bump stop. So your arms will literally go all the way across until they literally touch each other, and then all the way up so they touch each other. So you would actually put limit straps on it so it doesn't go too far down. But anyways, I'm just going on a long rant and ramble. Whatever. There's Short Boss hanging out over there. Anyways, just seeing what's going down. Building beams, you can build them. You can buy just the adjusters, and then you could do the math and take the time and build it yourself. It's a lot cheaper building your own beam than it is to buy one. But if you ain't got no skills to pay no bills, then just go buy one. Buy one. I like making them because then you can build them, do what you want. Still all original steel. It's a little bit better than some of the other steel from where they're getting these ones, and they've been alive for a lot longer than that one. But whatever works. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever you want to get. Want to get new? Get new. Build it nice, build it strong, have fun. Just build some toys, build some stuff. Alright, this is Matt. Say, build something. Alright, I'll talk to you later.